What's up, gamers and geeks? Matt here with That's Fair Podcasting and Gaming Geeks Live. Now, as a massive fan of the Terminator franchise, I was wicked stoked to hear about an upcoming video game coming out called Terminator Survivors that was once believed to be strictly a co-op game, now been turning into a single-player video game experience. Now, this game was expected to have been released by now, but after a few delays, they have decided to, since they've changed it into a single player experience, they've pushed this game farther out. It's going to be one of your base building games where you're basically gathering resources, you're collecting other survivors to build your team, all while being hunted by Terminators in the post-apocalypse. So stay tuned. Now, the developing company is called Nacon Studio Milan, Nacon, N-A-C-O-N. And again, they've turned this one time when they were working on it, developing it, it has been turned into from a co-op game now to a single player experience. Now, this takes place in 2009 in the post-apocalypse, 4 years after the rise of the war and the nuclear apocalypse with Skynet. But if you are new here, please feel free to subscribe to That's Fair Podcasting or Gaming Geeks Live. Please like my video, help me in that algorithm. And if you don't do any of those and you just watch this new rant on a, well, more of an excited rant about Terminator Survivors, thank you for sticking with me. I sincerely appreciate it. Now, Nacon Studios decided to emphasize more of a stealth-based game. That's why they took it from co-op and turned it into a single-player experience. Now, this is going to be an open-world survival game, single-player survival game, where obviously you're looting and, you're scavenging resources. You're going to be base building, all while being hunted by one of the T-800s. So yes, you're looking at a 2009 setting, and this is right about the time humanity started forming these resistances against Skynet and their machines. Your primary objective in this game is, again, just to survive. I don't know if there's a character creation. I don't know if you can pick male or female. I don't know any of that yet. This is still fairly new because it had been recently changed into a single player experience. But your main objective in this game is to survive, to scavenge resources, gather them, base build weapons, build anything in this game to survive, because again, you're in a post-apocalyptic nuclear war against Skynet. Your objective will be to gather other NPCs that you'll meet throughout the story, because it is story driven. And you're basically going to war with Skynet. But again, this is where humanity was just first developing their resistances. And if it seems like the dates are off, that's because 2009 would become the setting, but it was 2005. If you remember, in the timeline of the franchise, it got switched from 1997 to 2005 as far as the nuclear war by Skynet, when Skynet became self-aware, I guess. Not only are you forced to navigate this world, be it on foot or by vehicles, there are vehicles in this game. You can find them, you can drive them. I'm not sure if you can craft them. I'm pretty sure, though, the crafting system will allow you to add armor onto these, because let's be honest, you're fighting Skynet machines. These are freaking Terminators, so it's like, you're not going to be driving around a Prius or a Nissan Rogue just as is. You're going to want to armor up that bad boy, although I don't think I'd be driving a Prius in the post-apocalypse. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, so again, your main objective is to survive. There's going to be hostile Skynet machines, as well as other rival factions, AI-based, in-game factions. So you've got the threat of humanity trying to take you down, take everything you got. And of course, you're being hunted by Terminators, HKs, and all those other things that Skynet had put out to kill the human race. Now, Nacon Studios has promised a new original story behind this post-apocalypse that they want to bring to you in the Terminator franchise. But there are, as I've been reading, you're going to see familiar faces returning that we've seen in the movies and in the franchise overall. Now, you might see people close to John Connor. I doubt you'll see John Connor. Maybe you'll see John Connor. I don't know. But it's believed that you will see the T-800 played by Arnold Schwarzenegger. But you're going to see familiar faces from the franchise in this. But even though you're going to see these people that we have seen before in the movies, again, Nakon Studios promises a new original story of their own so you can help shape humanity in this war against Skynet. Now, to emphasize vulnerability among the human survivors, Nakon Studios wants to focus on the early development of humanity trying to survive in this post-apocalyptic war, and just now starting to realize that, we're gathering forces, we can start going to war. So again, as I've already said, it's going to be in the very early stages of these resistance pockets of people, these resistant cells that, again, right now they're extremely vulnerable to the world and to Skynet and the machines, but Nakon Studios wants to emphasize that you are a big part of creating this new resistance, such as John Connor's resistance and all the other ones that go against Skynet. Again, vehicles are also to play a part in this, and as you gather resources and you start crafting, be it weapons, armor, and hopefully vehicle upgrades, you'll probably have one of your NPCs riding in the back of a truck with roll bars as they're firing off an M60 or some kind of 50 cal. And so, expect upgrades, but vehicles are primarily used for navigation of the entire map. It's supposed to be a pretty sizable map that we're looking at in this open world of the post-apocalypse in Terminator Survivors. I don't know if it's going to be around the LA-based area or if it's somewhere else where these resistance start forming. Now again, I think I've read that there's only a single T-800 hunting you, but that wouldn't make sense if it's Skynet taking over the world and trying to destroy the population. So I don't know for sure how many T-800s are going to be hunting you, but they emphasize, Nakon Studio also emphasizes that, the combat mechanics in this game are going to be brutal and hardcore. So expect to have your ass handed to you by Terminators, obviously. Especially the T-800s, maybe even the advanced T-850s. I don't know, I'm a Terminator geek, so this game's got me foaming at the mouth. But having said that, they are emphasizing combat to be very hard, especially as you're lower level when these T-800s come for you. Now, they also suggest, Nakon Studios suggests too, leveling up your stealth and learning how to escape, because stealth and escape will ultimately become your best friends as well when being hunted in up close quarters by these machines. Now, to close the video out, there are 3 things that I would most like to see in this game coming up, Terminator Survivors. A deep emphasis on crafting weapons and gear of all sorts. I want to be able to upgrade weaponry. I want to be able to do all this different thing with my gear, my armor, my vehicles. You're building a base to battle Skynet, so you're going to probably need to keep upgrading that to withstand the blast of Skynet machines. And I'd like to see, number 2, a deep level up system and a good recruitment of NPCs. I want to be able to, with the story, I want to be able to get close to some of these NPCs in different relationships, be it friendships, romances, or whatever, because when you lose people, it emphasizes big time, because hopefully there's permadeath in this one if you lose them. But if you lose people that you've gotten close to, it gives you a reason to want to kill these machines even more. Not that already them destroying Earth hasn't been enough, but if you lose people close to you in this, that would be pretty badass when it comes to wanting to kill these machines even more. Just a matter of opinion, but I want to see a good level up system and a deeper recruitment system for the NPCs. And lastly, just a badass story, man. I want to see a big story in this big post-apocalypse world that we're getting in. But guys, Terminator Survivors looks to be a very big, ambitious game. Again, once a co-op online game, now turned single player. And I think the sky's the limit with Nakon Studios Milan, and I'm really looking forward to this game. Really, I'm chomping at the bits. But thank you so much for watching this video. Please feel free to subscribe to That's Fair Podcasting or Gaming Geeks Live. Again, please like my video, help me in that algorithm. And if you didn't do any of those and you just watched this video on Terminator Survivors, thank you so much. And to all you gamers and survivors out there, all love, and I'm outro.